Hello, my name is Brian Gilbach and I will be a guest commentator in this video for Dweebovision. I am a North American Scrabble expert, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully, this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. I will be playing this game with the North American Tournament word list and the double challenge rule, in which a lost challenge results in a loss of turn. The game is just about to start, so let's join the action. All right, it's my opponent to go first. I have a little bit vowel heavy rack and also 3 high scoring consonants in the C, the F, and the K. I see the word feck to begin with, F-E-C-K. Kind of close to cook off, but that would need another F and another O. So that's not going to happen. So my priority here is to try to, if I can, get rid of some of these high scoring consonants. Now the C and the K go particularly well together, so that's not a bad combination to keep. I could play cook, fast start by my opponent, cozy. All right. Well, there's the O, but I still can't do cook off. I'd need another. Now, Z, I could do Zek for 26 points. That does not leave a great rack. The Z does not take any letters behind it that I have for a parallel play, only A in the North American lexicon. Let's see, C, just considering the different playable lanes here. A K fits here. But what could I do with that? I could play Koi for 26. This is a better leave than the leave we looked at a second ago. That might be all right. But I am breaking up the CK combination. I think this is an okay play. All right. All right, that looks like a pretty good leave, although it's still a little vowel heavy. I'm not seeing a bingo with these 7 letters. I'm not also seeing a bingo through one of these 2 available floaters, C and O, which both duplicate a tile that I already have on my rack. Now, I do have an A for going in back of the Z. What goes in back of the O? The F goes in back of the O or the E. Let's see. F, A, K-I doesn't take anything behind it. Rabbit, I believe that is good pertaining to rabies. Pretty sure that's valid, so I'm not going to challenge that. Now, I was looking here at F-A. Well, a T fits here. Fat. 31 points is a good score. Now, I mustn't skip the step of looking to make sure I don't have a bingo. So let's take a look at R. I don't believe I have a bingo through the R, and also not through the A. All right, and I've identified fat. Now that leaves a vowel heavy rack, but that is a very good score. So I think I'll go with this. All right. Now, I kept a vowel heavy leave, and now I have a vowel heavy rack. I want to see if I can get rid of a lot of vowels on this next move. Now I have a 1-point lead, but it is my opponent to move. Now ZA takes a back X. So if my opponent has an X, but it looks difficult to play perpendicular with an X, because I'm not seeing easy ways to fit letters in back of or kit. Now, Coati, C-O-A-T-I would leave, and my opponent did have the X for Zax. Okay, but it only scores 35, so that's not a catastrophe. Now, I want to try to play off multiple vowels. Let's see, an E goes here. Only an E goes here. Also an A or an I goes here. Only an A would fit here. All right. Just looking for vowel-heavy words that are on my rack right now. Chow is a word, but I don't see where that plays. Wait, A-O. Well, I could play it here, but that is very undefensive. The rack leave of T-E-E is not terrible. E is not the worst vowel to duplicate. Just looking for other Toia. That might be a little bit better. It's not as crazy defense-wise. This is more points. 14 points, keeping ice, which is not a bad leave. I think we'll go with this, with ice. All right. Conine, C-O-N-I-I-N-E, one of the very few words with two I's in a row consecutively in the word. Now, I don't believe that plays anywhere right now, but cottonine. I think this is a word, so if this T is not blocked, which it very well could be, I believe I have a bingo, which I'm going to try. That seems correct to me. And that's not blocked. Now, wag takes it back E, but conine doesn't fit there. I'm not seeing another place where that would fit. I'm going to try cottonine. That looks correct to me. Well, we'll find out in a second. All right. I pick up a lot of vowels. This may be close to requiring a trade, although I would have ba, as in a sheep, here at the top if that is not blocked. And that is blocked, but musted. I'm not sure about musted. Musting? Musting. To make musty? Musted. Okay, I'm just considering this in my head. I'm also thinking of the alphagram, D-E-M-U-S-S-T-U. Musty, musting. I'm not sure about that. But if I challenge and it's incorrect, I'm going to lose a turn. That's the double challenge rule. I don't know. That seems reasonable. Well, I don't think I am going to challenge this. We'll check it out after the game. But how much would ba have been? 6, 7, 8, 9, 27, 31 points. Musting. Must. You know, I really don't, I don't know. It seems very unfamiliar to me. Well, I'm going to let it go for now. Hopefully that is a word and I'm just not remembering it. Okay, so what can I do with this rack? It's not a great rack here. I could do just ab. For 26, that's a lot of points. It leaves a terrible rack of 5 vowels, but I'm denying my opponent of this spot if I play here. Okay, I'm going to do this, and we'll probably trade on our next turn. All right. Well, I have the word deaf, if that plays somewhere. It plays right here. That would be 24 points, which is not a bad score. A bad leave again, though. If you just keep high vowel leave after high vowel leave, you end up kind of perpetually in this situation. So it would be great if I could play off 3 vowels instead of 2. Dreidels, a nice find by my opponent. Now, I could do oaf for 32 points, and that uses 2 vowels and 1 consonant, so in terms of rack balance, that's a good play. It also scores 32 points, which is a good score. Now, are there any other fantastic spots? I don't believe so. Let's go with oaf. All right. Now, I have head in here. Duplicated A, duplicated E. All right, I'm only 34 points behind at the moment, but my opponent is on turn, so that's effectively a little bit larger of a deficit. Both blanks are still remaining unseen, which I noticed. So if I can try to get some more tiles played, ordinarily you wouldn't want to play off a lot of tiles continuously when you are behind, but in search of these blanks, that may be a good play. Now, wage takes a back D or R. Almost sheared fits, but not quite. Now, T only takes a back A of letters that I have. This takes an R or a D, but ending in AD or AR limits how long of a word I can make here. Oh, no, it doesn't, because I could do head or here. But if I do that, then again, well, that's not a terrible leave. ARE is a pretty good leave, even though it's a little vowel heavy. 28 points is a good score. Now, I'm using 4 tiles. It would be nice if I could use 5 tiles instead. Now, U takes a back H. I could do header. That's 39 points. That's a lot more points. And it uses 6 tiles, which is good if I'm trying to get a blank. Keeps the board open, which is good when I'm trailing. I like this play a lot. Okay, header it is. And I pick up both blanks. Wow. Okay. Well, now, certainly I should have a bingo here. Maybe chivalry. Okay, that would be 66 points. It does not take advantage of a double letter, or a double word square, rather. I'm certain that I can get a double word somehow through this R, perhaps. Now, I also see the word Hrivnia, but I don't believe that plays. Yes, it does. That would play here. That's 71 points. Not very defensive. Let's see. After I bingo, I'm going to be about 30 points up, so I maybe don't want the board to be too crazy wide open. Now, these bingos can be a little hard to see sometimes when you have 2 blanks, because there's so many possibilities. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cycle just one of these blanks to take a look at, okay, chivalry, also good with a C. That would play here, but doesn't get bingoed. Tovarich. That might not play anywhere. Okay. Let's see. Heavier. Now, header takes a back S. So if I made one blank an S here, which I'm going to do really quickly, then I'm going to see what I might have with the other blank cycling. And I could go through a little faster here because I only have one axis of freedom, if you will. Varnish. Varnish is not bad. And this has the merit of being a little defensive in that the V does not take any front or back hooks for parallel plays here. A little undefensive in that the A is here. So that could lead to a big scoring counterplay. So not fantastic. We're down to 26 tiles, down to 9 minutes. So let's see how quickly I can go through and try to find something maybe better than varnish. Okay. And I was up to N-O, vaporish, but I don't think I have the right letters, floaters for that. Okay. And I already mentioned Herivnias. Now, or Herivnia rather. Now, okay, so I don't believe I have anything other than varnish, hooking header for headers. Had Herivnia here. Now, maybe a play here would be good. I'm going to start cycling through just one blank again. The V and the H limit my rack somewhat. That's varnish. Let's see here. Q, R. I'm certainly missing quite a lot of bingos here. With 2 blanks. Just a lot to consider. Alright, so what have we looked at? We've considered varnish, which could give a big counterplay here. I looked at Herivnia, which puts an A in the triple lane. Unless my opponent gets a triple-triple, it's maybe not terrible. I don't know. I think I maybe like varnish a little better. Let's go with that. All right, 71 points. Let's make it so. All right, nostril. But where does it play? I don't see anywhere where that plays right now. Maybe my opponent will open up something. Now, how about through an E? E-I-L-N-O-R-S-T. Through an A, I think I have tonsillar. Through an E, that looks like something. Let's just type it down here and take a look at those 8 letters. E-I-L-N-O-R-S-T. Looks like it might be something, but nothing is popping into my brain here with this one. All right, I guess that isn't a bingo. All right, my opponent gets 30 points to draw to close to even, but I am on turn. So that's good. Now, how about the D? That would only leave me with 2 vowels with that 8-letter combo. I don't see a bingo with that either. Now, without having a bingo, I want to try to score points. Now, this takes a T or an L, but a T makes more sense next to the O. I could do an O here, but then what do I have? I don't believe I have anything there. I want to try and score as many points as possible. Now, looking up here again, this takes an R or an S, but I want to try and keep my S. The T takes an O or an I, but the O looks more promising. Could do Tor for 17. That's not very many. Just looking for something from the S. I don't see anything from the S. I have approximately 5 minutes, so I can't take a really long time on this turn. I could do oil, but that takes both vowels. Now, I don't want to use all my vowels. There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only 8 vowels if I don't include the Y out of 25. So my vowels are actually very valuable at this point, as opposed to earlier in the game when I had too many of them. Now, so if I could make something, let's see, lot, only 10 points. I need to score points though. That's not a lot of points. All right, quickly, where can I score points? Maybe under here. Let's see, how about tonsil here? That's 27 points. That's the best score I've seen so far. Keeps an R. Hopefully I'll draw some of these vowels. Let's go with tonsil. All right, I pick 4 vowels, I believe. Wow, that means my opponent could be struggling with consonant-heavy racks. Now, I'm wondering if varnisher is a word. I've studied 9-letter words that contain a 7 plus a 2-letter extension. Varnisher does not sound familiar to me, so I don't believe that that is a word. So, now my opponent uses a vowel. There's only 1, 2, 3 vowels remaining out of 16 unseen tiles. Now, R takes an E. I could, if I play horizontally, I could use also an O or a U. R-O-U-E. But then I'm using a lot of vowels. I don't want to do that. Let's see. If I did O-U-R, scores 14. I'm 14 points up, but I want to continue to score. I need to score. Now, I could do Joe, that's only 13, not very many. Where can I score more points? I need more points. R-E-E, 14 points, not very many. Keeping sold, that would use both E's. R-O-U-E, 18 points. That scores more, but this is very undefensive. Now, if I do R-O-E, what does that take back hook? Only an S. I have an S. That's 16 points. That may be a good play because I can play perpendicular. My opponent cannot. Wiser. Wiser will fit here. My opponent plays med. That's a good scoring play for my opponent. Now, I have the W for scoring. Where can I play the W for points? I need points. Could play something EW. So then I use my S. The S may not be super valuable at this point. Only 1 vowel remaining. All right, so it's 20 points. That's a pretty good score. Let's see. Where else can I play the W? Looking to play the W. Could play here. 18 points. Leaving lure. Would be nice if I could save my S. But I need to score. All right, so. All right. I see the word loony. L-U-N-Y. Does that play anywhere? Not that I could see. My opponent only scores 11 points. Now, Y takes a. Yeah, OD takes a front Y. Okay, I need to play really fast. Need to play the Y. This is really blocked up now. I have two U's. Yo. Okay. I have a U. Let's play yo. My opponent has all consonants. Gain. G. Okay. Nod. And gun. 10 points. At this point, I'm just trying to score some points and use my tiles as quickly as possible. As usual, I've milked the clock to the very end. L-I. If this is not blocked by my opponent. I can also play lad. I like L-I. Okay, where else can I play some of my letters? L-I. All right, and I have a U and an R. And let's play un for 1 point. Terrible play, but I'm out of time to consider. My opponent may be stuck with this V. Okay, so where can I play the R? Rad and out. All right. Whew. All right, and my opponent says pathetic. Well, I don't know if he's talking about my play or his play. Could be either, so I'm not going to take that as an insult, and instead we'll examine the game to see what we missed. All right. So, my opponent plays Cozy, which is the highest scoring play. All right, that's my friend Tianza, who is a high-ranked player in North America who always likes to, as soon as I get online, immediately say hello. Very friendly, but don't have time to chat during this video. So let's see what I could have played here. I could play Koi, which I believe was my play, leaving a balanced rack of C-O-F-E. All right. My opponent could have played wax immediately. Where does that play? F8. Okay, getting the X here on this triple letter square. Let's see. Now, I started getting some vowel-heavy racks here. The computer recommends cafe. I played fat for 31 points, leaving 3 vowels. So, Coty with 7 points less, leaving EF. That looks like a better play. Cafe scores 4 points more. I don't like that rack leave as well. All right, so my opponent played Zax. All right. And here I could have played Coty. That would have been a good play. Where does that play? I didn't see where that plays. C2. Arabic. I did not at all consider this front hook for rabic, pertaining to rabies. Okay, so that was a missed play because I did not consider that hook. So that would have been much better than Toia, which is not considered among the top plays. Okay, so now I have a lot of vowels. Okay, so nicotine I could have played for 74 points instead of cotinine. So I thought of cotinine, I forgot about the anagram of nicotine. Now, the only possible drawback with nicotine is that it does slot a letter in the triple lane, but I think for 10 more points it's worth the risk at this point. And at this point my opponent played musted, and I was really just couldn't remember. And musting is valid too, so must is a verb. I just was not remembering that. Now, had a lot of vowels here. I still could have played ba at A6. So I didn't consider that. I was only considering putting the B here. BAA would have been better using an extra vowel. So that would have been a much better play there. Dreidels, that was a nice find by my opponent. Resiled was a double-double would have been even more points. So sometimes hard to see when you have a triple. You just go for that and you don't consider the double-double lane. All right. Could have played oaf. That was my play. And here, I think I did play header. All right. And here, I'm sure I had many possibilities. Haviors for 79. Okay, and the play that I made was a varnish for 71. So my play was not far down on the list in terms of top scorers. Haviors, N6. Where would that have gone? Okay, so that would have gotten the H on the triple letter square, so would have scored more because of that. And also would have put the V next to the triple word square, so that would have been better defensively as well. So that was a standout play. Hard to see all those possibilities when you have two blanks. All right, so here I had nostril, but nowhere to play it. And I found tonsil, which uses off a lot of tiles, so maybe is good on that front. Is not one of the top suggestions. Is down here a little bit lower. I like this fine. Here, the computer is going for rack balance, but since this is not a very bingo-friendly board anymore, that might not be the smartest play. And at this point, I was noticing that my opponent maybe did not have many vowels, and there weren't very many vowels unseen. Varnisher is good, and look at this play. Revarnishes. That's fantastic in terms of double extension and length and excitement. Wow, look at that. 34 points, too. Well, that would have been very good considering the score and considering that I was looking for score. Instead, I played row, which is quite pathetic in comparison, as my opponent has pointed out. I don't know if he considered varnishers or revarnishes or all those different possibilities. My opponent could have done day for 44 points. Where is that? 14L. Varnishy. Wow. Well, I did not even consider that hook as well. So in the previous games, I was missing bingos. Here, I've been missing hooks. So you mustn't miss bingos or hooks. All right. At this point, I'm getting low on time. I play so for 20, where keeping the S is a better play. Varnishy is again available to my opponent, making the word I. That might have won the game for my opponent had my opponent considered that. I'm lucky that my opponent did not find that. Airily. for 27 points. 9F. Cozier. There's another hook. Just hooks galore being missed in this one. And high scoring plays when you're looking for score. 9 points, not a star play. My opponent has only consonants at this point. Cozier, 20 points. I play gun for 10 instead. My opponent, I believe, is stuck with the V at this point. Cozier again could have been played. LI for 7 uses 2 of my 3 tiles. Only N plays by my opponent are valid, and here I could have played Cozier and instead played Un for 1 point. And my opponent cannot play the V, and I could have played Cozier for 20 points. So how many times did I miss Cozier? A lot of times. And that was somewhat pathetic. But in any case, I was able to win the game. The final score, 397 points to myself, 371 points to my opponent, a winning margin of 26 points. So I think the key in this game was missed hooks. Rabbit takes a front A. Very important to keep that in mind. Varnish takes a back Y. Varnisher is also good and is a word I've studied and eluded me. Musted is a word I've studied, but I maybe unscrambled it a long time ago, so was fuzzy on that. So just a little bit of fuzziness here in this game on hooks and extensions. So maybe next game I'll try to focus a little bit more on that again and not miss those possibilities. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this game and got something valuable out of it. My name is Brian Gielbach, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.